Welcome back, this is Dreddeus with another episode in the Portland Snowhawks franchise. What we're going to be doing now is continuing along the path of one episode will be one season and one off season. So starting straight ahead, we will be moving through the preseason, going for the cuts, and then we will be heading straight into simulation of the complete season. Alright, first preseason game done. Not much to do here. Let's keep simming forward. Alright. Second preseason game done. Another loss. And nothing more to do. We will be moving ahead still. Alright, it is the final week of preseason. We have won a game against the Vikings, so that is a positive. But what we will do now is we will be cutting the players. And some of those will be pretty easy. Some of those might be a bit more tricky. So let's get into it. We're going to cut Kenya Kramer. He's a 63 overall cornerback. But the question will be, who will we move to practice squad? We're going to move Omar. Oh, we can't. Right, we're going to start by moving everybody to the practice squad who can be moved to the practice squad, because that is the first step here. Right, Devon Murphy, John Emery Jr. We just signed him. I don't want to move him there. Percy Butler, strong safety. Darion Kendrick at corner. Antonio Gandy Golden is the 6th ranked wide receiver. I think we're gonna cut him. Derek Forrest, we're not gonna cut him. Christian Holmes, Joey Sly, yeah, we're gonna cut him because we do not need him. Dyami Brown is a no-go. Tressway will be a cut because we have replaced him. All right, 7 more players. We're gonna cut Bunmi Rotimi. That makes sense. Omar Bayless, we're gonna cut him. We're gonna cut Lawrence Cager, who's also a wide receiver. We have such a high depth there. A lot of players that I would never ever play. 4 more players to cut. I think I need to do this in another view. We're gonna go into the roster view. That should give me a better idea of how many players we have and what the depth looks like. Jed Anderson, alright. Ty Johnson, we didn't actually need Ty Johnson. I'm a little bit annoyed that I gave him such a long-term deal. What are we gonna do? I mean, he's okay, right? He's 73 overall, not too bad. Jed Anderson. Actually not looking too bad either, but I think we will be releasing him. 68 overall, 25 years old. Similar overall to my 3rd running back, who is higher rated and a bit younger. Alright, what about here? Dylan Autry, Dyami Brown, Jahan Dotson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're going to keep those tight end. Jaleel Billingsley, Noah Gray, Foster Moreau. Okay. Left tackle, we've got 2 players. Left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. What about right tackle? I think we can let go of 1 player here. I think Chris Paul is a player that we can move to the practice squad. Alright, at left edge we've got 3 players. I think Shaka Tony's gotta go. He never really was such a highly rated player. Right edge, we are well set. D tackle, we have 2 players who play next to each other, and then 1 D tackling for Darian Mathis. Might need a little bit more depth here, to be honest. Mid linebacker, we've got 2 right outside linebacker. That works. Oh my god, at cornerback, we need to do something. So many players. Damon Arnett, Benjamin St-Juste, Christian Holmes. I think Benjamin St-Juste will have to go. Can we move him to the practice squad? Yes, we can, right. He'll be picked up from there for sure. Christian Holmes, actually not too bad. Darion Kendrick are both for the future. Damon Arnett, Manny Boston are good backups. And we've got 2 very good starters. At free safety, I've now got 3 players. I don't need 3 players. And I think we all know who will be going. Bobby McCain. It's been fun, but there is just no way that we will be continuing into the future. There's nobody interested in him, so we're gonna be going for a super late pick in next season. Well, that should work. Let's go with this here. Will the Broncos pick him? Yeah, alright, so Bobby McCain is going to the Broncos. We get a 7th round pick for the 2025 draft. Don't really mind that too much. What about strong safety? So many players, maybe too many. Kamren Curl is the starter, of course. Derek Forrest, the backup. Percy Butler, BJ Williamson. And I'd rather think I'd stick with BJ Williamson, despite Percy Butler being a bit higher rated overall, but I think Percy Butler, can we move him to the practice squad? Yeah, we can. All right, so that's the way to go. Rodrigo, Jake. All right, that should work. Let's see. Okay, no players to cut. That is awesome. Let us advance into next week. It's going to be the game against the Cowboys. All right. So what are we going to do? We are going to upgrade the players first off. I think there's going to be quite a few upgrades. There we are. That's done. We are going to go to the team. No, to the roster. There's not much I can do at the moment because I hardly have any cap left. I think I like Jordan Emery. So we'll be putting him as the second one here. CJ Stroud at a 77 already. Improving quite well. Quite a few upgrades already. All right, that's nice. That is nice. All right, taking a quick stock here at the mid-season point. Funnily, it is a week where we will be playing the Eagles. It's just funny how the logos are pretty similar. We are at 3-3 at the moment. Let's take a look at our games and how we did in the first half of the season. We had a win against the Cowboys. That's actually fantastic. A bad loss against the Saints, then a close loss against the Giants. Then another win against the Cowboys. That's pretty amazing. A win against the Rams. And then a loss against the Raiders. All right, that is interesting. Let me just do a quick check. Yeah, still Matt Stafford here. But there's also other players here. Jared Stidham is there. Will Greer. Caleb Van Dyke. That's funny. All right, we're going to continue into the second half of the season. We will just be doing a quick player upgrade here, just to be on the safe side and not lose any advantage we might have through the improvement of players. We're now at an 85 offense, 89 defense, 86 overall. I think that is promising. Do we take a quick look and take a look if it's been revealed which depth trait? CJ Stroud has no reveal yet, but he is an 80 overall. I mean, that is pretty fantastic, right? Landon Dickerson is injured. That sucks a little bit. But apart from that, Kamren Curl seems to be injured. All right, Malachi Moore is a start depth trait, 77 overall. Already better than our second ranked player here. Okay, so the regular season has ended. The Snowhawks have finished the season in a positive way, 9-8. Have continuously improved. That's actually very positive. I really like that. I'm a bit concerned about the player negotiations because there were quite a few players that were there to negotiate, I think, but the option isn't there anymore. Let's take a quick look at the playoff bracket. If we're in there, nope, we're not in there. All right, we can continue our way to the Super Bowl and past the Super Bowl, and then we will pick up in off season again. We are in staff week. Off season has officially started, And the season recap shows us that the Kansas City Chiefs have won against the New Orleans Saints. Super Bowl MVP was George Karlaftis. Wow, that was a quick rise from the draft 2 years later. Super Bowl win and the MVP. Overall MVP was also George Karlaftis. What a beast. Urban Meyer again Coach of the Year. Why not? Lamar Jackson was the offensive player for the Ravens. George Karlaftis, the defensive player for the Chiefs. The offensive rookie of the year was Bryce Young for the Seahawks. Well, wouldn't you know it? Overall pick. Number 1 defensive rookie was DT Zach Pickens for the Eagles. Right, and that is interesting. I didn't see him on the board. Didn't even notice him. All right, well, we'll just leave it at that. The season for the Snowhawks went, let's take a look. We continued with a loss against the Eagles, a win against the 49ers, then 4 straight losses against the Cards, Seahawks, Giants, Vikings, and then only wins towards the end of the season. That's actually amazing. Dolphins, Patriots, Eagles, Jets, and Bills. Right, that is definitely something that we can build upon. I'm still a bit concerned at the huge salary cap that we have available. 119 million. I don't know, something's not right. Did we lose players? What happened? Or do we still have to negotiate? And that is the reason, because players' contracts have been ending. But most categories still seem to be quite complete. Not missing any crucial starters at the moment, at least, so we're gonna take that. Alright, so that's fantastic. Let us take a quick stock of the team and as it looks right now with the reveals of the dev traits, I'm sure, and that is great. CJ Stroud, an 81 overall superstar dev trait already. What a great pick we did here. That's fantastic. The Ohio State product, 81 overall superstar dev trait. Number 27 ranked QB. Let's take a look at the stats. 4,376 yards, 34 touchdowns, 16 interceptions in his first rookie season. That is fantastic. I mean, he's the 3rd overall pick, so you might expect something like this. But he was the offensive player of the week. Fantastic, right? Really happy about this. Everybody else, I see Jahan Dotson went up. Dyami Brown stayed the same. Curtis Samuel stayed the same. Are we going to put Jahan Dotson at the wide receiver 2 spot? I think. Let's just put him here, see what happens. I'm a bit bummed to see that Matt Hennessy and Rodney Hudson both regressed. That is not what I wanted to see. Jaleel Billingsley being a star dev is the minimum what I wanted to see, so that is great. And on defense, PJ Carmichael actually went down to a normal dev trait. I don't get it. But then again, development trait decreased. But I don't know why actually, but yeah, not too happy about that. What I am happy about is that Malachi Moore turns out to be a superstar. He started as a star dev trait, but he did go up, 21 years old. That is great. That is really great. A huge improvement at the free safety position. Down here we can see that we have an improvement for Jonathan Allen, who went up to Superstar X Factor. 29-year-old product out of Alabama. I do want to see his contract. Right, we still get him locked down for 2 more seasons, so that is positive. No need to change things here. But we definitely have to maybe consider making a change at left outside linebacker, maybe. And do we do something at center? Apart from that, we can head into the off season pretty calmly, actually. First off, now into the renegotiation period. I'm gonna be heading straight into the renegotiations because I do fear there are a few bombs in here. Justin Jefferson, one of them, Chase Young, Kendall Fuller, Antonio Gibson, Ahmad Gardner, Kamren Curl, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson. All right, quite a few to take care of, to put it that way. We had to let go of our starting wide receiver. That was Terry McLaurin. We traded for Justin Jefferson. Let's see how much money Justin Jefferson actually wants. Right, the cap hit is going to be 17 mil, which is actually not as terrible as I feared it would be. I think we want to keep him, of course, so let's hand him that contract. All right, Justin Jefferson, how much would the franchise tag be? 23.9 mil. Let's see. All right, I do want to lock down Chase Young because we simply need a super tough defense. So we're going to give him a 5-year deal. We lock him down. That is great. Kendall Fuller, my starting corner. 29 years old, starting to regress a little bit. Maybe we can pick him up in free agency. Antonio Gibson, I'm quite happy with him. I don't think that this is too expensive, 4.4 mil. So we're going to be giving him a deal. There we go. All right, Antonio Gibson locked down. Ahmad Gardner, he is my cornerback for the future. So I am actually not too bothered about giving him a huge contract for 5 years. Kamren Curl, strong safety. He's still very young. That's an interesting offer, actually. 5.2 mil, no bonus. Come on, man. All right. I do think that we should lock him down, but we're going to be moving through this. And I have to think like an owner at the moment, which means that Curtis Samuel, maybe not really one for the future here. And do I have a problem with the salary at the moment, with the funds? Not quite sure. Was that the reason why he had no bonus in there? Maybe. All right, this sucks at the moment because I think we're going to be running into problem here now. Kaliki Hudson, Fedarian Mathis, Jameson Williams, Sadiq Charles. These are all backups, so I don't really need those. I think I want to have Matt Hennessy as my starter, but to be honest, 79 and now he's gone down to normal depth rate. Should be doing something else here. 23.9. Now I want to hold on to him, so let's franchise tag him. Kendall Fuller, we don't need him. We re-sign Ahmad Gardner, that is important. Do we re-sign Curtis Samuel? No, we're not going to be able to re-sign anybody now because the funds are gone. All right, that's that. We're gonna media questions. Let's answer those. Ahmad Gardner is in the final year of his contract. Has turned down your contract offers to this point. So how far apart do you think both sides are right now? All right, there we go. Not too far apart, obviously. Next up, media question. What is this going to be? That's Jahan. Right, we're not too far apart. There we go. Let's see what happens with the fans. And now we're going to head into next week, first week of free agency. Who is available? We have no funds. Minus 8.95 million available in funds. That is weird. There's fantastic players in here that I would really like to bring into the mix. Someone like Tyrann Mathieu would be fantastic, but we cannot hand out any signing bonuses. And that is not good. That certainly is not good. We can only work with the salary at the moment. And I doubt that we'll get much done like this. But yeah, we're going to be going through the positions now. I want to see if there's any position that we really need to improve or that we should improve. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it, to be honest. We have a lot of good players everywhere. Did I just see Breece Hall? I just saw Breece Hall. How in everything that is sane can this player not be on a team? All right, we're going to hand him a deal. I mean, we can have these players higher salaries because we're not handing out the bonuses, right? Does that make sense? I think it does. Right, I'm happy with this position. What about this one here? What do we do here? Jacoby, Jarvis Landry, Robert Woods, Deontay Harris. I'm actually not too unhappy. Here's Curtis Samuel, who did go down to a normal depth rate. That's interesting. That is actually very interesting. Jameson Williams is in the mix. Jahan Dotson already receiving a lot of offers. I want to bring him back, man. So we're going to be giving him a super long contract and a high offer. 50 total points. I think we're going to have to overbid on the salary to bring him in. 50 total points. Yeah, can we go any higher here? He's actually not hurting us at all. No, we can't go past the 50. That sucks a little bit. Yeah, we need to restructure, which means no signing bonus. Oh man. That is silly. That is a little bit silly, but okay. We are gonna look towards other players then. Players like, for instance, Treylon Burks. Let's bring him into the team here. All we can do is 50 points, but that should work for players that haven't received any offers yet. Justin Shorter is here. He was such a great player for me at the Rams. Dwayne Eskridge, Christian Watson, Braxton Berrios. Actually also a very solid player. Alright, we're gonna go towards the tight ends now. We don't need to do anything here. We've got the left tackle position. I do think that Charles Cross is the correct choice here. We're well set up here. Left guard, we've got Landon Dickerson. Should work. Tyler Biadasz. We have no center. That could turn out to be a problem. So, do we bring back Matt Hennessy? I think we will bring him back. Let's go for 6.5 mil on a 2-year deal. 47 total points. Yeah, that works for me. Austin Jackson, Nick Harris, Ted Karras, Zach Tom, Maurice Smith. Maurice Smith was such a great player on the LA Rams. So do I slap him with just a lot of money? 7-year deal. 50 total points. Oh, we can't go any higher. Can't go any higher because the length and the salary is only partly. The bonus is, I mean, the bonus is also there. Can I just overwhelm them with money? Because to be honest, it doesn't work. Nope, we can't go above 50, so we need to actually look for other players. Let's go with Doug Kramer here. Bam. All right, there we go. I mean, if we sign them, this is going to be super effective on our. I'm looking at these two and thinking Jake Majors actually might be the better choice to bring him in. This is going to be super nice for our salary cap for the future because, I mean, the bonus is always what's really hard to stomach. But if you don't have that to cover, then the players themselves are pretty cheap, which is actually not too bad, right? We're gonna go with Bobby Evans Jr. here, 3-year deal. There we go, 1.47 million cap hit. We could sign 1 billion players right now, as long as they don't have any other offers, to be truthful. Trent Brown, I see no need at right tackle because we are really well set there. What about left edge? We just re-signed Chase Young. Super high deal. Cost us a lot of money, of course, but yeah, I think it was the right choice. D tackle, I would like to bring in one more defensive tackle here. Do I want to bring you into the mix? He's 26 years old, 70, or Tommy Togiai. I think Tommy Togiai is the player that I'm looking for. 5-year deal, 50 points. There we go. All right. Right edge, Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, that would be a signing for the future, but I doubt we'll get that done with our measly bonus possibilities here. I'm gonna slap him with a 20 mil salary. I mean, that is just gonna be otherworldly, but over 7 years, which is gonna drag our impact down a lot, and it's still only 50 points. We can't compete with other teams in this free agency window. Clelin Ferrell, 27 years old. Let's give him a 3-year deal. There we go. And next up, left outside linebacker. Khalil Mack would be an interesting player to bring in. He would be an interesting player to bring in. 87 overall would be an immediate impact, but we're just going to give him a 1-year deal. He is nothing more than a band-aid. 27 points is not too convincing, but maybe he will be a possibility. What about mid linebacker? We've got Jamin Davis there, and I will be looking for a cheap backup player that we can just slot in there and just have him in there for the next few years. Chad Muma looks to be the guy for me. There we go. 7-year deal, 50 points it is. All right, we did that, been there, done that. Right outside linebacker with Von Miller would be nice. For one season, you know, pushing for honors. Can we bring him in? Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Maybe a 2-year, 3-year deal, 5-year deal. We're going to lowball him, of course, because, I mean, that's what we're going to do with players that I don't necessarily need to bring in, but it's 0 points, so that's not going to happen. At cornerback, we've got Ahmad Gardner, then we've got Mekhi Boston, and I actually think that I'm happy with this setup. I don't think we need to bring in too many more corners because we have quite a few that we can use for the future. So we're going to leave it at that. Quandre Diggs, we don't need anybody at free safety. We don't need anybody. Yes, we do need anybody at strong safety. Who do we bring in? We can't compete with Kamren Curl anymore, sadly. Jordan Fuller would be interesting. I know him from the Rams. Jimmy Ward, Chuck Clark, Jaron Kersey. Is there anybody else that I could push in? But these players are not really better than the ones I have. So let's go with Jordan Fuller. He's an 83 overall star def trait. I do think that he would be a good addition. It is going to be 47 points. There we go. We don't need a kicker. We don't need a punter. And that means that the negotiations that we will be having currently are all only going to work as long as we do not have any competition from other teams. We've got Tyrann Mathieu, we've got Khalil Mack, Jordan Fuller, Clelin Ferrell, Matt Hennessy, Traylon Burks, Breece Hall, Tommy Togiai, Chad Muma, Bobby Evans. And finally, Jake Majors are the players that we'll try to bring in via the free safety window. And if that doesn't work, we're going to be heading to the draft, try to fix our team up there. All right, it is exciting. Free agency day 2. Let's see who signed for us. So we signed a right guard backup, Bobby Evans Jr. We signed a new D tackle, Tommy Togiai, and we signed a strong safety, Jordan Fuller. That is actually huge because it means that we have plugged a hole that opened up because we couldn't re-sign Kamren Curl. This is actually one of the downsides of being of playing as an owner, because you seemingly have way less funds available and need to juggle a lot more financially. Taking a look here, I think this is a setup that we could enter the season with. PJ Carmichael at left outside linebacker, not too crazy about this one, to be honest. But especially disappointed if players go down. That's always a bummer. But doesn't really matter too much. We had to franchise tag Justin Jefferson. Let's see if we need to improve offers. I don't think we can. But are there other players? Let's see. Jordan Fuller signed for us. All right, with these three we know. What about the negotiations? Tyrann Mathieu, yeah, he's out of the picture. Khalil Mack, well, he's still in the picture. All right, we're going to leave it as it is. Clelin Ferrell, Matt Hennessy. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, man. He's going to go elsewhere. Traylon Burks, not an option. Breece Hall, still an option. Chad Muma, also not an option at midline backer and center. Jake Majors, probably the only center that will be able to sign right now. Are there any other centers available that don't have a bazillion offers? And to be honest, they're not that crazy good looking. Don't really want to go for any of these. His Jake Majors is actually 22 years old, 70 overall. He does look like a good option, but not really any major improvements to be found here. So we might as well wait for the draft. Breece Hall is a very good halfback. This means that we could offload Ty Johnson. Don't need him anymore. I used Breece Hall as a fullback. I used him as a tight end. Both things work pretty well, but here I think we can really keep him around, and I will be using Ty Johnson. Maybe we can trade him away for a draft pick or something like that. All right, so we sent Ty Johnson 2 7th-round picks to the Bears. We receive a 4th-round pick and a 5th-round pick. I think that works in our favor. All right, we receive 3 rejections in the final week of free agency. Center Majors has rejected us, as did Ferrell, as did Khalil Mack. The only thing I'm actually interested in is if they signed for anybody else. That is something that I'm interested in. League signings. Let's take a look here. Stephon Diggs went to the Texans. Tyrann Mathieu, the Patriots. Terron Armstead, the Bills. Kendall Fuller went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Scherf, the Patriots. Brandon Brooks, the Jets. Trent Brown, the Jets. Tyler Boyd, etc., etc., etc. Khalil Mack went to the Texans. All right, so he's gone. He's not on the board anymore. To be signed at some point in time. Kamren Curl went to the Colts. Well, have fun there, man, but I doubt you will. Apart from that, Patriots are really gearing up a little bit. I'm not too crazy about that. But apart from that, I don't see any. Curtis Samuel at the Vikings. Let's take a look. Where did Jahan Dotson go? Jahan Dotson signed with the Dolphins. That actually hurts a little bit. What about the center? Is he going to be gone, or will he still be available? Nope, he signed with the Seahawks. All right, that hurts as well because our offer would have been way better. But yeah, beggars can't be choosers. We need a center very quickly, so we'll have to look for a center in the draft. All right, time for a draft recap now. We are looking at our draft picks. We started picking in round 3 because we didn't have any 1st and 2nd round picks. We signed Gavin Hamm, and we will be editing him to be a mid linebacker straight away because that is where we actually had a need. Didn't need a new left outside linebacker, but at mid linebacker he will be doing his job just as well. He is a 65 rated mid linebacker now with a hidden depth trait. He's got good speed, tackle, pursuit, acceleration, and strength. Hit power is good as well. So that is nice. Stan Quinn will be our starting center at a 72 overall. Does have a hidden depth trait, good strength, good pass block finesse, pass block power, and impact blocking. So that is actually quite nice. But yeah, we're going to have to develop him quickly. Emmanuel Hardwick is a right edge backup out of Rice here, 69 overall normal depth trait. J.D. Clinton was a quarterback. He was just super high up on the board. I just felt like picking him. At the worst, he's going to head to the practice squad, and that's going to be that. Maybe competing with the other backup quarterback, Antoine Adams, rookie out of Maryland, with pretty good speed, acceleration, agility, and catching. He's one for the wide receiver core. That actually did lose a little bit of depth, so we needed to refresh that. And finally, Denard Brooks is a 22-year-old rookie out of USC, 65 overall normal depth trait, and he's just going to be a backup for the defensive tackle room. And with that, we are at the beginning of the 2024 season. The preseason, this is where I'm going to cut the episode again. We're going to take a look at the roster. Taking a look at the offensive line, we can see that Landon Dickerson still is injured, out for one more week. He will be back quite soon. Then we've got Quinn here, the newly drafted center, Stan Quinn out of Oregon. He is our starting center, and yeah, so he will be starting there. We've got Quinn Miners, we've got Brian O'Neill. We can always shuffle things around. If push comes to shove, we can put Quinn Miners at the center, but for the moment, I'm going to leave Quinn there. I want to see what depth trait he has and how far he can develop. We added a little bit depth and quality to the halfback room. We still have quality in our wide receiver room, but we definitely need a very, very solid and better wide receiver number 2, because at the moment we're a little bit lacking. We have a lot of depth, but the quality is not really there. We lost a lot of quality when looking at Curtis Samuel and Jahan Dotson. That really hurt me a lot. Couldn't get them back either due to budget constraints. So that was bad. On defense, things didn't change as badly, actually, because we managed to lock down Chase Young, who we really need at the left edge position. The corners, similar to the wide receivers, I think Ahmad Gardner is a very, very good cornerback 1. At CB2, we have Mekhi Boston, not Becton, but Boston. And yeah, he will doing his best there. We've got Damon Arnett. So the depth is there as well. Looking at the midline backing position, we've got Jamin Davis, the new backup, is there that we drafted. We've got Holcomb, PJ Carmichael. I do hope he just keeps improving further despite having gone down in depth trait, or best case is he goes up again in the depth trait. But yeah, it was a little bit of a mixed bag this this off season. Super annoying that we had to lose so many cornerstone players, I would say, or future cornerstones in the squad. We had to reshuffle quite a bit, and yeah, can't wait for Landon Dickerson to get back, and then I can't really wait to start the season. We're going to do that next episode. We're going to move to the mid-season point, then we're going to move to the end of the regular season. Yeah, and that's what we're going to keep doing until we see that the team is on a really very good and solid path. At the moment, I do still feel like they're a bit shaky. Last season was 9-8. Let's see where we come out in this season. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time. Please drop me a like.